All right, welcome back to another episode of the IMNerd Podcast solo series. This deck is made by a guy who goes by the name Karpath, and it was featured in RBET1. I believe he made top 8 at RBET1 back around this time in last year, 2022. I took a liking to this deck almost immediately because at first, when you look at the top 8, there's a lot of things in RBT1's top 8 that I think are so cool. Like Amaryllis was there in third place. I believe Socialist Ruin had the Diva Hero deck doing well. I think there might have been one Blackwing. There was a Fairy deck, and this was one of them. And it just stood out so much because it doesn't look like anything I've ever seen before. Not even just in Edison, but in Yu-Gi-Oh! Period. Like, I've never seen anything quite like this. I've never really seen Volcanic Counter being utilized in a deck that is actually competitive. And we didn't know it was competitive until my friend group started playing around with it. We just started playing all the decks in the top 8 when we first got an Edison format. And come to find out, this deck is actually not to be trifled with. Like, it can really put your opponent in a situation where they can no longer win the game because of Volcanic Counter. Like, it gets to a point where your life is just so low that no matter what you do, you can't win the game anymore. Like, if you put anything in attack mode, I'll crash something as small as a Raikou or some shit into it, and you'll just take a ton of burn damage. It's really interesting how it works. But Volcanic Counter, for people who don't know, so when you take damage while it's in your graveyard, banish it from your grave, and if you have another fire, other than Volcanic Counter in your graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the amount of battle damage you took. So I found out, because we didn't know, that this effect is actually mandatory. This is the only thing that kind of sucks about it. And what that means is that if you have Volcanic Counter in your graveyard and your opponent goes attack with Treeborn Frog directly and you take 100, it'll activate and they'll take 100. And you can't choose to be like, I'm not using my Volcanic Counter. I'll wait until like something way bigger like a Monarch attacks or something. That's how we thought it worked at first. So for a while, we had this deck even more broken than it actually is. But even when you factor in the idea that your opponent can technically play around Volcanic Counter a little bit, there are just some games that become unwinnable if you hit them low enough. And that's kind of the idea of this entire deck. It's really good in my opinion. It's not really played at all. Like, I don't really see anyone playing it. I don't really see many people talking about it. I'm not even sure if Karpath still plays it. Like, I watch a lot of his videos and I don't really see him go back to it, except I think in his tier list video that he did recently of all the jank decks he's played, he did have this as like competitively viable. And I agree. Like, I think that this deck, I mean, obviously it topped the first RBET tournament, but I think that this deck could totally do well in today's meta still, because this card right here, like Market of Rose, is effectively brain control. And I personally consider brain control to be like basically the best card in the format. So many games come down to literally, does he have brain control? Because it's the only way to break my board. It's the only card that's going to absolutely ruin me. So many games come down to just brain control, and this card is effectively that. And then you have 3 ways to search it from the graveyard or the deck. And this is really good because it mills the top card of your deck. So it can mill Volcanic Counter, it can mill Plague, Gardna, Dandelion, Amaryllis, and Titanium. There's so many things you want to mill in this deck. So anyways, enough ranting. I guess I'll just get into a game. You know what? Wait, before we do that, because this card is in the side deck, and I don't think many people know what this even is. But this card essentially, Fiend Comedian is an old school card, and it's a very cool one in a sense that it allows you to banish your opponent's entire graveyard if you call heads or tails right. And if you call it wrong, you start milling cards from the top of your deck, which is also a win condition in this deck. So I would say that this comes in against graveyard heavy decks, like if you play it against frogs. For example, when they do their whole Substitute combo, they have both their Treeborns in the grave, or they play Miracle Fusion or something, and you're like, fuck it. If this resolves and I call it right, your whole grave is gone, and their cards won't resolve. Like Treeborn wouldn't resolve in that case, Miracle Fusion wouldn't resolve in that case. It can be really dangerous. So Fiend Comedian is really, really, really cool. It's also good against Lightsworn, of course, Nolera, stuff like that. So yeah, I like this card. I like the idea of it. Instead of running DD Crow, this card is just kind of, it's a two-sided, like if I call it right, it does what I want it to do. And if I call it wrong, it could also just be game that way. Like one time we played a game where it milled 17 cards, and that was just too many cards. Like it was just too much to overcome. I think at the end of it, there was double Volcanic Counter in the grave, a couple Amaryllis, and a bunch of plants. And that was just like, all right, well, I can't win the game anymore because if I attack you with anything, or if I put anything in attack mode, I'm just going to die. So yeah, this deck is really cool. Let's see. Nice. We got to go first, which I think in this deck is actually really important. I feel like that with any deck that runs Raikou. Like, I always want to go first with any deck that runs Raikou, but this deck does have Lone Fire Blossom even if it goes second, which is really good. Ooh. Well, I like our first two cards. Okay. Okay, we got some stuff. Let's see what this hand becomes, because this could go places. Okay. Well, I don't think we're going to normal summon anything this turn, so we might as well activate this. And we could just search out Market a Rose to make it where we can steal anything. So I will do this in the top card deck to the grave. Oh, another Titanial. That's actually really good. I did not want to draw one, I'll tell you that. So, and obviously this deck, you know, it plays 3 Titanial, which is something. But, yeah, I think this is a pretty good setup. I'm actually not going to do anything. Like, I'm going to pass. And the reason why is because I have Heavy Storm. My opponent commits too many back row. I'll deal with it. If they attack me, I'll Gorz them. I could set Wing Blast, but I don't really see it getting that much value right now, because I ideally want to steal his monster and then synchro with Plague Spreader. That's kind of like the one play I have this game so far. So, okay, Dialk, yep. Yep. All right. So is he on like some kind of chaos deck? I think we're just gonna go like full throttle. Okay. Wow. Our hand is really strong. This is really, really strong. Because I could theoretically Market a Rose him, and then I could hit an Armory, get DDR, and also bring back Titanium. I'm pretty sure that that's actually like game. If it all goes through, like I think he might be dead. I'm just gonna go for it. All right, well, I'm not killing him. Okay. So if I'm not killing him, then I'm totally content with just taking his Dialk, killing all of his tokens. I wonder what deck I'm playing against. Okay, well, anyways. Damn, I almost OTK'd this guy. Like, if he's playing a normal back row, I think he was just dead. This doesn't have any. Okay, I'm supposed to give it back, but that's not happening. Let's see. So yeah, I'm going to normal summon Plague. Kill every single one of these. And then main phase 2. This goes to grave. Synchro. What do we want to make here? We could make like Brio here, which I think is very threatening. Because even if he brain controls, I'm thinking about brain control here, and like brain control, if he takes Goyo, like yeah, I'm gonna make Brio. I'm gonna set Wing Blast, and we got a volcanic counter to discard. Yeah, I think we're in actually good shape. Like, barring a disaster, I think that we are in pretty good shape here. Because, like, if he brain controls and he uses Brionic, what? Okay. Yeah, he wants to get this fucking Brionic off the field. And the question is, do I want to allow him? Thinking on attack. Let's see. He gets rid of Brio. And then we still just have, like, basically lethal. because of Hidden Armory getting DDR. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think I just want to end phase Wing Blast his back row. Like if he sets, oh my god, he didn't set anything. Okay, well, well, I'm just gonna play this. So let me shuffle my hand. Even if he has Gores, 18 plus 27 is how much? 45? Is that 45? 18 plus 27. Yep, 45. Plus 28 is 73. He's at 72. So that would be a game if I go Hidden Armor, get DDR, discard Volcanic counter. The only thing that would kind of suck is that my Wing Blast won't be live. But I don't really think I care. He could also have Battle Fader, which is like the other card that this deck kind of plays or whatever. I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go for this. Two hand. Yeah. I mean, like, his deck probably plays Battle Fader, it looks like, but I don't really care because I have Dust Shoot as well. Drop Gores. Drop Gores. Okay, Trag. Okay. And then we set Trap Dust Shoot, and we Dust Shoot him on his draw phase. And I think he's just out the game. I could say I'm going to Wing Blast him instead, but I kind of want to know his hand when he draws. This is the weird thing. The only thing that can go wrong here, right, is that if our opponent is like Omega level, big brained, and he knows that he could like draw, activate MST instantly or activate Book of Moon instantly, then I can't technically Trap Dust Shoot him, which is like really obnoxious. But I don't think our opponent, I don't know him, but I don't think our opponent is going to be on that. So let's just see what happens. Like, let's just see if I can. Okay, he scooped without me seeing what his hand was. That was smart too. Okay, so things that we did see, we saw Caius and we saw Dimensional Alchemist. He didn't have a Battle Fader though. He had Trag, but he didn't have Battle Fader. So I assume his deck does play Battle Fader only because I saw Dimensional Alchemist and Caius. I feel like it's some kind of Chaos deck. To be honest, I don't even know if I need to side against this. Like, these are kind of decks that are always weird to me because, like, I saw one back row. It was a Scapegoat. I don't know if he's playing traps. Like, I didn't really get to see many traps or anything. It's risky siding. Like, if I side anything, it probably would be like maybe Cyber Dragon, but I don't really know what he's on. I will say this card isn't as good going second, so maybe I'll do something like this. Just to have like some tempo going second is kind of my idea with siding in that. Oh, I'll always side this out when I go. So that'll do that. Is there anything else? I don't want to touch any of our core engine. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it like this and see what happens. I really don't know exactly what I'm up against here, so yeah. Okay, well, I'm down to take trade-in Titanio every game if that's how they want to play it. I would like a Lone Fire Blossom, but, you know. Set a monster, set a back row, pass. Okay. Draw. Alright, are we getting Dust Shooted? No. Doesn't seem like we're getting Dust Shooted. Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess. Let's just do this. If he has Solemn, that would be annoying. Okay. Now, what do I want to get set first here? I don't know exactly what he's playing. I saw DD War Lady. It's weird. It's like a mix. It definitely is some kind of chaos deck. He plays Caius. I hate going second when my opponent plays Caius. It's like so frustrating. Do I want to set the Sangan or do I want to set the Raikou? So if Raikou gets Caius, I don't take extra damage, but then I'm up against a field with just a Sangan Search. And Sangan Search, don't get me wrong, is very good, but I could be on the back foot. Setting Sangan here, I'll take an extra 1,000 from a Caius, but then like, I think this is slightly safer. I don't know how this is really going to work out, but if he like Raikou pops back row, then I can chain and dust his back row. And that's kind of the, oh. Yep. That's a good one. Yep. Yeah, this sucks. Banish, I'll take 1,000. And then I'm gonna take a number 24. Yep, Caius is so outrageous, especially when you go like going second. Your opponent has that is just so good. Okay. Well, do we just hope that our opponent doesn't have the second one like that? I mean, it'd be a little unfortunate. Be on the unfortunate side for sure. Card is too good. Okay. Yep. MST. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, target this so it misses timing. I mean, there's nothing to get back anyway, but I don't want to take any more damage. Slash level 3. Okay. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Well, that was some shit. This new one. What you hiding back there? Twister. Okay, Twister makes sense because I was stealing his shit last game, so he's just a little concerned. I get it. Okay, well. I don't even know what to say, like, that was so random. That was, okay. Like, what? Why did that just happen? That was so wild. That was so unnecessarily wild. I can't even... That was so wild. I wanted to summon Amaryllis this turn. And I also wanted to get Raikou out. But I literally milled... My field is full. I don't know what to do. These are mandatory, right? Yeah, they're mandatory. Now I have to choose. How does this work? This card can have special summon. Okay, if it's destroyed, if like during end phase, you can remove this thing. Yeah, there has no restrictions on it really. Like, I can do what I want with it. I really want to get the Raikou out there though, I think. That was a weird mill. Like, technically good, but also not really what I need it to be. So I'm gonna set this, pass. Battle phase. Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to slow down his aggression. Hmm. So one of the things I like about this deck is that you're kind of supposed to play it in a way where you want to get your opponent's life points really low, because then you develop all these win conditions out of nowhere. That could be another Dekoichi or whatever, which is like annoying. I'm just hoping I don't randomly die, because I'm going to summon back Venetian Cluster on the end phase and then just kind of pass with that. I could go for a Brio play here, stack a card, discard Volcanic, counterbounce his monster, and then attack, but I lose all 4 of my tokens doing that, and then I'm slightly defenseless. Like, I'll have Venetian Cluster in defense, but I'll be a little defenseless, and I'll be drawing some not... Like, these cards, whatever I stack on top is just not good. And that's kind of why I'm hesitant to even do that, because I'm basically saying that I'm going to have to win with the cards that I have right here in front of me. And I want to let this game play out a little bit more. I want to see what he does. Oh, fuck. I forgot to bring back my cluster. God damn it. Talking too much. Oh. Oh, God. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Oh. Okay. Alright, we're taking a lot. Okay, okay. Yeah, you got it. The Fossil Line is really good against this deck, obviously, because this deck is not the most defensed. Okay. Phase. Alright. Where were you at? A second ago. Okay, what do I have to do here? Can I survive in any meaningful way? Okay, we do have... Alright, we got plays. We got plays. So, MST this. What could he possibly be thinking about? Okay. So Market a Rose, steal Kaiko, attack, then banish a light and a dark, I guess. And then I'm gonna stack a card for Plague, Synchro, make a guy. And I think to protect myself, I need to like... Oh, this is so awkward. Okay. I think I just need to start playing this out. So... Yeah. Oh wait, I can't do this. Oh, can't. I think I just lose. I actually can't do anything. Alright, yep, I'm at defeat. Okay, Kaiku is a problem. I'm going first this time, so I'm thinking put in more defense. Let's see. Also, Dust Sheet's pretty good. It seems like he holds a hand. Seems like he holds cards in his hand a lot. Whatever deck he's playing. So, Dust Sheet should be good. I don't really need Cyber Dragon, if I'm being honest. And is there anything I want to do to get these in here? I don't really think so. I just have to be careful with knowing that he plays Fossil Dyna is actually a big deal. This deck does not have many ways to deal with that I'm looking at now. Like, this is a deficiency that I'm seeing just now. Dashio is so good, but damn, you can't even activate this card. Yeah, because you have to banish a guy from your grave, and Kaiko doesn't allow that. That's annoying. That's actually really good against this. Like, genuinely, pretty fucking good. Okay. I think I'm just gonna call it with this, though. Alright, we get to go first again. Hopefully things turn around. I could not have predicted that it was gonna be False Dyna into Kaiku. That was wild. But, yeah, here we are. Okay. So, we got Raiko. We got Bottomless. Pretty sure that's just the route we're going here. I don't really want to foolish for anything yet. It's not that time yet. My only fear, obviously, is that if this fucker establishes a False Dyna again, I don't really have much to out it. So, but we're just gonna do this and see what happens. Let's see where it goes. Okay. Yep, you both get banished. Slash L3. Okay. Well, I didn't want some of those cards. Alright. So I'm guessing he has Dialk in his hand. Wait. I think this actually does matter too, as a Dimensional Alchemist. Because I feel like Raiko goes before her. Yeah, she doesn't prevent flip effects in any way. Okay, let me check. I want to see if I can see the rules on this. Advanced rules, maybe? Battle phase. So let me see Raiko. Maybe they have Raiko in here. Okay, a manual resolve effects. A manual chain may be built. Counter traps, flip effects. When this card's flip face up, trigger effects like Raiko. Trigger like effects that met their conditions, DD War Lady. Okay, Raiko's. Okay. Okay, we'll go with that. Okay. Okay, he just went for Dark Arm. That is very scary. I'm drawing not the best. What to do, what to do. What to do, what to do. I think, alright, I'm just gonna set Gardner here. Pass. This is turn 1 on Dark Armed. Okay, that doesn't really do much. Oh! That came out of nowhere. Okay, that sucks. Okay, he doesn't have any darks yet. So we're gonna have to... Let's see. I think I just need to get Market of Rose and kill that thing. Kill the Reaper. Oh, my deck is crapping out on me, guys. Let me see. Alright. I think this is what it has to be, though. Because setting here doesn't really do much for me. I just want to get that off the field. Oh, that was cool. I'm just hoping that, like, he has to summon Kaiko or something next turn. That's the hope here. Two-hand, yeah. Yep. Okay. Definitely doesn't have a lot of back row. My Heavy Storm is virtually dead. Summon Kaiko, please. God damn it. Okay, that was a good draw. That was a good draw. All right. Now in this deck, as weird as it is, I don't really think I'm supposed to just go Lone Fire here. If I'm being honest, I think this is the deck where you go Lone Fire and get like Titanial and then leave the other Lone Fire. This is one of the few decks that plays Lone Fire that does that. But yeah. Especially when I don't have a blatant reason to have multiple Lone Fires in my grave right now. Like, I could see if later on I ended up with something that would warrant that, but right now I don't have that. Book of Moon. That's an annoying card. Oh man, that Foolish would have been so good right here. Tributing her doesn't really do anything for me, so yeah, I just have to let this ride. And then he can Caius it or whatever. That's... yep. Oh, that Spirit Bird hit me nice. That Spirit Bird hit me really good. Yep. This is interesting. Because these are the kind of decks where, like, if he were playing... yeah. Yeah. If he were playing, or if I were playing, like, Black Wings or something, this would just be a joke. Okay. I'm gonna do it again. That's funny. Oh man, what's this fucking back row now? He's just sending one at a time, which I just don't think I'm gonna get better value than this. So I'm just doing it and hoping that this isn't bullshit Scapegoat again. Like, get out of here. Okay, it was another Book of Moon. Alright, I don't think you have Gores. I just don't believe it. And if you do, you're the best. So, you are the best. Oh, okay, Trag. Okay, Trag is annoying, but it's not the end of the world yet. It could have been worse. It could be Gores. Hopefully he can't steal my shit. I have not been paying attention to how many darks he has. That's right, he did Gold Sark for Dark Arm this game. If he doesn't kill Titanial right here, though... okay. If he doesn't deal with Titanial right here, though, we're in a really good spot. Like, a really, really good spot, because then we have Dandelion, and that just makes everything awkward, because she gets all these tokens and shit. I could synchro for like Android or Catastor and I could do a lot. Like things just start happening. So he's debating between getting rid of his Dark Arm or something else. I wonder what... Like, I don't have any reads really on what his hand could be. Oh, man. I do think it's funny that the second I mentioned, like, not getting rid of both Lone Fires, it came up instantly. Like, the second I just decided to mention it, it was like, oh, here's the second Lone Fire, which is really important. I would be very pleased if he got rid of Dark Arm, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't want to have to deal with it. I do not want to have to deal with it. Okay, good. I mean, maybe it's not good for me, but like, I'm gonna take it. Okay. So Track has 600 attack. I can't even beat it with this. Put a card on top. So it would be like Summon Dandy. Put a card on top. Synchro. See, this fucker plays Fossil Dino, which is like so obnoxious. I haven't seen any other traps though. I'm really at risk of Fossil Dino being a blowout here. And when I'm more so saying that, I feel like I need to kill Fossil Dino, as in attack it while it's face down. So I kind of feel like I need to summon Dandy. Yeah, because I want the tokens, but then if it's Fossil Dino, I'll lose everything anyway. Oh man, Dinah's really good against this. Holy shit. But then I still have DDR plus counter to fall back on. So like Titanium kill Tragodia, Android or whoever kill the face down. If it's Dinah, I lose my whole field. And then next turn I basically have DDR to bring back Titanium, and just, it's a prayer at that point. Like, it is a fucking prayer. I think I have to do this though. Yeah, we're doing it. Declare. Stack this to the top. Special summon and defense, yeah. Okay. What's it gonna be? Okay. Okay. So now battle phase, kill Tragodia. And then this kills face down. Sangan. Fuck, man. Black Salvo. Okay, that goes for Black Rose. I'm not too mad at that. It could be worse. Okay, so end phase, I'll gain 600. Yep, where's the DD Crow when you need one? That would be funny. Not brain control. Book of Moon. I mean, I don't see any reason to let you do that. Was that a temperature check just now? Did he just fucking temp check me? Did he just see, like, if I know that titanium has an effect, to see, like, what I'm on? That was a little wild. Yeah. Okay, well, we didn't come this far, so... We did not come this far. Okay. Yep. I will give it to you. You take a lot. Okay. Cyber Dragon, mind control. Oof. Oh, that was really annoying. What do we have? Okay. We have some outs. We have some fucking outs that we could draw that would make him sad. Huh. This doesn't actually do... It has to be in the graveyard already. Okay, so I have to wait. Okay. You can't attack now. Monster. Oh, fuck. I want to win the game so bad. Monster, please. Oh my god. Monster, please. Does he not realize that if I draw a monster, he loses the game? When you take battle damage while this card's in your graveyard, banish it, and then if there's a fire monster of the volcanic counter, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took. I don't think he realizes that, like, this is game. That was tough. Ugh, that was so tough. That was actually a really, really fun session. Holy shit, man. We actually pulled it out. Oh my god. I am like... You guys don't even know how nervous I was just now. And that was just a random casual game of Yu-Gi-Oh! But I was so invested in winning that. I wanted to win it so bad. I wanted to win that so bad. I was like, man, I don't want to have to post this. And like, we took a hard L because we won game 1 pretty convincingly. And then game 2... The Fossil Dyna, I just didn't think that that was Fossil Dyna set for one. Like that shit blew me away. And I could have done a play that I still don't think was correct. Like I could have summoned Brionic and just started discarding cards. Like get rid of all of my tokens, summon Brionic, pitch, bounce his monster, attack him for 23, and then like hope for the best. But my hand wasn't very good. So like once I commit to that Brionic play and I have to Plague Spreader myself, I'm essentially saying that I'm going to win the game with the cards that I had, and they just weren't the best cards. Like they just weren't enough to justify like you're putting all your eggs in a Brionic, and if he deals with this Brionic, like you're in a really bad spot, top decking something not good. So that's why I really just did not go for it. I guess before I end this session, I do want to look at the replay because this was a really interesting set. I intended this to be a quickie, and it just was not. It was actually very long-winded. Okay, so he knows I have Market Rose. Obviously, he doesn't know I have a tuner. But once he puts this out here, he opens himself up to... I mean, if I'm just playing like Caius, Market Rose Caius is also good here. So he has Scapegoat, which I guess is a little bit of confidence right there. It's crazy. I was going to kill him right here. Like I was going to literally kill him right here. If this was a regular trap, like Deep Prison or Bottomless or Mirror Force or Solemn or anything regular, he would actually have died right here. It's a Market Rose. Take his guy. So I would be banishing a plant. So banish Titanial by activating Market Rose. Then activate Hidden Armory. I have a normal summon. Hidden Armory, discard Plague Spreader Zombie, search out DDR. DDR back Titanial. So I have Titanial and Gorz, which is 28 and 27. Then I have his 1800 guy and my 1800 guy. So that's game on board already without me even using Plague Spreader Zombie. Like that's just game on board from 8,000. Flat out, you're dead. And I saw it instantly and I was like, well, this is just game. But he had this, which was random. But I was able to easily clear all 4 of the tokens. So it's kind of a -1 for him right here. And then we establish a Brionic. And it's so funny when you do this, like the plays where you just put a Brionic on the field, it makes your opponent have to do shit like this. Because like this, I'm sure from his perspective, does not feel good. Like this does not feel good. I'm looking to see if he could have done anything differently because I see he has Caius in his hand. He has Tragodia, and Tragodia can steal my Brionic. But like, he would have to go attack into Gorz, drop Trag, banish Gorz with DD Warrior Lady, main phase 2 Trag, discard Caius, take my Brio. So he has Trag, Brio, and then Trag is so low that I would say you would need to bounce my token just to get it off the field, so that way you still have Trag Brio to my no field in a back row, which is actually like honestly a pretty good position. Now, if he did do that, I'll tell you what would have happened. If he would have went DD Warrior Lady attack Gorz, and I realized what I think was happening, he drops Tragodia, and then he goes banish Gorz with DD Warrior Lady, Tragodia's on the field, and he tries to go to main phase 2. I'm pretty sure I would go Wing Blast, discard Volcanic counter on Tragodia before you get to main phase 2. So that way now, not only do you not have a way to stop my attacks, and I still have like the Brionic and the token, but Tragodia's on top of your deck, and I'm not at risk of getting my shit stolen in main phase 2. And it's a really bad spot for him at that point. Like really, because then the Brionic's still there. It's just a really, really shitty spot. And anyways, enough of this. So this game pretty much just goes pretty fast after that. I know I'm kind of long-winded. And I will say this guy, in my opinion, was pretty decent. Like, I like that he scooped without showing me the hand for trap Dushu, because he was like, well, it's game anyway. Like, his hand can't deal. I was just gonna put back DD War Lady and kill him. So it makes sense that he didn't want to show me what he was on, because he's main decking DD Crow, which actually could have been really relevant. Like, my hand looks decent. It's so annoying. My hand actually looks like right here, my hand looks decent. The problem with every deck that is not one of the more active decks that just start the game off like kind of face up or more aggressive is that when you have to go second against Caius decks or Raiko decks or Hamster decks, or in this case a Dekoichi deck, right, whatever the fuck that is, when you have to go second against these decks, it just really doesn't feel good having to set a monster to their set monster, knowing that they're on the play, which means they went first. I hate that feeling. And like, again, my hand is not bad here. Like, I would never complain about this hand. Like, sure, like this card, like not DDR, Burial from a Different Dimension and Trade-In are completely dead here. But having 4 cards to work with is not the worst when these cards could become live at any moment. There's also, I mean, I could side this out, but again, I don't know what he's on. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I don't really know what he's on, but I saw game 1, he plays D-Alk and stuff like that. And I feel like this can actually randomly be really good if he has intentions of, like, he Gold Sarked at some point on one of these games. And that would have been disastrous if I just have Burial, right? Because then I could just put the Dark Arm in his graveyard and he would be sick. But yeah. So we get Caius, nothing we can really do about that. And then he goes, I want to deal more damage to you. And I'm like, okay. Hopefully he attacks in the wrong order. I do think that he attacked in the wrong order here. I think because he knows his deck, I think, I don't know. People should know his deck plays Raikos and stuff like that. But I think you attack with, actually no. You know what? I won't say he did this wrong, because it could randomly be Hamster, even though I feel like from game 1 he should know what I'm on, as far, because he's not in Twister, right? So I think he does know, like, my deck is a Market of Rose DDR deck or whatever. But like, attacking with the Alchemist first, I thought was better, because if it is Raiko would want to destroy the Alchemist so it is not able to get anything at a later point. It doesn't cause problems later on. But I think what ends up happening is he ends up milling MST, and so he's like, well, fuck it. The D-Alch wouldn't have an effect anyway, so I'm gonna just attack with the bigger monster. If it's Hamster, I don't get like punished in a weird way. But yeah, I personally thought if he attacked with Alchemist here, then I'm more inclined to pop this guy. Just because I don't want to take 2400 damage. It just puts so much pressure on me in this case, but he could think that I'm on Hamster, I guess. And that's fair. Okay, my mill was also nice. That was a good mill. I just need to draw a level 8 monster. And this is where it gets awkward, because I ended up milling double Dandelion, which is a rant in itself. And I think a long time about, do I want to set Raiko or do I want to do Amaryllis? Now, I realized I wanted to set Raiko because I was like, okay, if I just go Amaryllis, then he literally just attacks it and then takes 800, and then we're in the same position again where I have the same exact thing where I can summon Amaryllis again or set Raiko. So like nothing changes, and I don't really like that game state. I kind of like clearing the Caius and then starting to bring back Amaryllis after that and causing problems. So this is the turn where I forgot to bring back Amaryllis, because I was talking, and it's definitely hard to duel and focus on everything in the duel, but also talk to the people watching the video. And I hopefully I will get better at that, because I'm a much better duelist in Paper Yu-Gi-Oh, where I don't have to literally talk to someone that is not my opponent the entire game. But it is interesting how that dynamic, like you're splitting some of your brain, like your RAM. I always call it like my RAM. You're kind of splitting your RAM on different things. Like, I'm not just thinking about the game, I'm thinking about like how to articulate what's happening, what I'm thinking and stuff like that. So it definitely takes away some of my technical play, and it's probably true for everyone. But here, yeah, I forget to bring my Amaryllis. Luckily, it doesn't look like it would have mattered, because he would have still just went flip-flops down and kill your entire field. He would have taken 800 damage, but outside of that, like outside of him taking 800 this game and being like, okay, you touched him, nothing else would have changed. Like, this would have been the exact same game state. He would have summoned Kaiko all the same. He would attack me for 3,000 all the same. He would have banished the same two. Well, I guess, yeah, he would have still probably banished the same two cards. What did he end up banishing? Yeah, he would have banished the same cards. So, because I would have probably banished a Titanial, just because I don't have one banished, and DDR is really good when you have one of her banished. So yeah, I would have banished a Titanial, and that would have been fine. Okay, so yeah, we're in a bad spot. We drew Gores late. This would have been a lot better if I had more life points and like I MST, then I take this guy, attack over that guy, and then like I'm able to take an attack. Oh, that's right. I literally can't take this guy. This guy is actually, both of these monsters are outrageous against this deck, just by the way. Now, I don't think many people side this card anymore because I don't think this card is actually that good. It just so happens to be really good against this deck. I don't think this card is actually that good. Because you would want to side this against frogs and stuff like that, but frogs are now on like triple battle fader, threatening roars and stuff like that. It's just really risky to even go for this. And this card is good. This card is just good. I don't have anything to say about this one. It's just really good against this deck regardless. But this guy I don't really think should be here, and he just kind of ruined me. I was also terrified game 3 when he was top decking that this is what he was going to draw, because this is what he needed to draw. If he drew anything else, I still just win the game by drawing any regular monster that can crash into his guys. He didn't put his guys in defense mode, which I thought was interesting. Like, yeah, he didn't put his guys in defense mode, which actually almost cost him the game. If he just put his guys in defense mode, he was in a much better spot. Because then not every single monster I draw kills him, but having Kai's in attack mode when I am at a lot and you're at 300, you literally lose. So, and I'm not sure if he really knew when he attacked with the Cyber Dragon. Remember when he went mind control and I'm like, okay. And he's like, Cyber Dragon attack. I was like, okay, like that's really bad for you because you're at 300 and the android gave me 600. I'm really high. Like I'm not going to die. And you can't really poke me with anything that won't kill you too. So the game got really awkward. He needed to specifically draw this and only this. All right, here's the game I was interested in really seeing. Like this is the one. So our opening hand is not anything crazy. This hand, it's a lot of the cards. Like I have 2 cards that I want to mill. I have Heavy Storm, which apparently isn't good against his deck, but like I don't really know how many back row he plays. He seems to set 1 at a time, but he also seems like he's drawing 1 at a time, if anything. So he's all monsters. He runs the DD War Lady out there, and I could have bottomlessed her, but I really didn't see any merit in just bottomlessing a DD War Lady, because I have Heavy Storm. And I'm thinking, okay, I'll pop her and I'll bottomless something more meaningful later on. Like I'm really scared of Kaiko. I'm gonna be honest, because after seeing that Kaiko, I was thinking, all right, I'm just gonna hold this bottle until something like that comes along, and then I'll get rid of that. DD War Lady against Raiko, I'm fine to trade those 2 and I get a mill, which is really good for me. And we'll go from there. If I bottomless her and I just keep my Raiko set, it makes it where he like awkwardly can't set back row, and I kind of low-key want him to commit to the back row a little bit so that I can Heavy Storm him later on. Okay, so our hand's still very dead looking, and he draws Cross out, which sure, it's funny, he didn't have a way to really get through my Gardna this turn. Like I think he would have just went set the Koichi pass, and that's really good for him because then I can't really clear the Koichi either. Like I don't have a way to literally attack over it. And then he would probably the Koichi Kais me. So in a weird way, like him drawing Cross out here made him go Cross out Reaper, which worked out a little bit better. And he ends up hitting Trade-in? The dead card? Like I don't... Oh, he hits Foolish, that's right. He hits Foolish Burial. Thank God he didn't hit Trade-in because I drew that shit. Okay, so he hits Foolish Burial, which ends up mattering later on when I end up with Titanial, but... So it was a good mill. All I wanted to do was really kill the Reaper. I didn't really have intentions of doing much else, but I was like, all right, kill the Reaper and then pass. He gets Dark Arm. And at this point, when he gets Dark Arm, he has 1 dark. He also started for Dark Arm so early when he had no darks. That was wild. Here's where I just go 1 Lone Fire attack. He books. He's going for the Kaya's play. So yeah, if I had... That would have been so ridiculous. If I had that Foolish Burial, oh my God. I would have been like Foolish Burial Dandy, summon Lone Fire, Lone Fire tribute token, Lone Fire tribute token, and then like I would basically end on Lone Fire, probably Lone Fire Titanial, and that's just the most, like that's just so much. And then if he doesn't clear them, then it becomes super problematic next turn because then they just multiply. Also, the Book of Moon would be completely dead. So I would have attacked over the Dekoichi, and he would have had Book of Moon still set with this hand that he's showing right here. And this hand doesn't really do anything. Like if he plays Mind Control, I'll negate. If he plays Book of Moon, I'll negate. If he plays another Book of Moon, then he's just like burning all his cards, which is interesting to do. So he has a really awkward hand. It's still not enough darks. Yeah, Titanium ends up causing a lot of problems. And this is where I just fear for my life. I'm like, oh my god, I'm in such a bad spot. This Tragodia was also weird because he doesn't have a way to really deal with what I have on the field. This guy in Book of Moon, Jesus Christ, 1, 2, 3. Like, what is with him in Book of Moon? Okay, so there's Sangan and Book, and then there is, so this is where I freak out. Like I freak the fuck out because I'm like, oh my god, it's Fossil Dyna, I'm gonna lose everything. Oh my god, the sky is falling, fuck me. And the whole time it's just a Sangan. But Sangan does lead to a lot, because Sangan here gets some Black Rose or Fossil Dyna, which effectively do the same thing. This one gets rid of his own back row, so like if he has to do this, which is why I guess he temp checked me when he goes like next turn, he's just like, let me just do a quick temp check. Cause he's like, let me see if you'll allow me to do this. And like, I'm wondering if I would have allowed him to put her face down, if he would have went for some weird Black Rose, I'm not using the effect, flip her face up with 0 attack or something. Like, where was this going? I guess he doesn't have a plan. Like, I actually just don't know where this was going if I let him put it face down. Like, you were always Black Rosing the field. That was just kind of random. And I set this play up last turn. I was already ready for this. I was like, okay, this is where we're going with this game. So this is what I was talking about in the very beginning of the video. How this deck puts you so low that your opponent can't really win the game anymore. Like I put him so low now that he can't really do anything to threaten me too much. He ends up drawing Cyber Dragon immediately, which is interesting because if he draws different cards, he starts losing way worse. So this was a really fortunate draw for him, and it was a really fortunate draw for me to get Lone Fire. So we both of us are savaging each other. If you're watching this duel, if you look at how it's been going, like the ripped cross out and all that stuff, and like the ripped Cyber Dragon when he has Mind Control Kais, which is dead as shit, both of us are just ripping each other. We're just absolutely ripping it. And I don't mind it if both people are doing it. It's annoying when obviously one person is, but like when both people are just savaging each other, it's like, yeah, this is the game we're playing. Who's luckier? And it's me. Yep, so he takes 300, or he goes down to 300 rather, and he just does that. Now here's where I'm like, okay, this was a really good draw again, so I'm still lucky. And then he's like, I am also lucky. That was such a good draw. That volcanic counter was such a good draw. I wonder why he banished here, because he needs to draw Kaiku in order to win the game. Like he has to draw Kaiku, so if he banishes Kaiku right here, like how salty is he? Because you can't really get this destroyed into the graveyard to get your Kaiku. Like that was just weird. I would not have activated this effect. It doesn't change anything activating its effect either. You need Kaiku to win. All right, well, that concludes this solo series episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this deck, and I enjoyed those games. Those are some really fucking good games, really clutch games. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.